In today's episode, we are going to be talking about a realistic end of the year price prediction for ZIL, because a lot of you have been curious, because ZIL has been performing tremendously well for the past 4 months. It has grown 400% in the last 4 months, and a lot of people are excited. A lot of people are extremely overwhelmed, and a lot of you really want to find out what the end of year price prediction of ZIL is going to be. So in today's episode, I am going to be breaking down the 3 aspects that we are going to be looking at, and these 3 aspects are obviously going to be the developmental aspect, the fundamental aspect, and the technical aspect. This is obviously going to be related to the Zilliqa price chart, and we're just going to be breaking down everything from a technical chart point of view, because by the end of the day, we are supposed to be level-headed, we are supposed to be realistic, and you always have to remember that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and whatever you do, please do your own due diligence. So I'm going to give you my realistic end of the year price prediction for Zilliqa. So obviously by the end of 2020, the price of Zilliqa is going to be way above 10 cents. It's literally going to do a 5x, and I'm being very conservative here. So if you've got a 10,000, if you dollar cost average and invest in Zilliqa, you might end up getting a 50,000 by the end of the year. Please do not get me wrong. Obviously the price of Zilliqa might go way above 10 cents. It might even go to about 20 cents, but we are being realistic because we are level-headed human beings. Let's talk about the developmental aspect that is required for ZIL, or rather Zilliqa, to do very well. Let's talk about the developmental aspect in terms of developers getting to create dApps, decentralized apps that are going to bring in more people. That is really going to end up creating an ecosystem where ZIL is going to be valuable and a sought after type of cryptocurrency. For example, Ethereum, Tron have got a decent number of dApps, and there's obviously a lot of different developers developing on those particular platforms, right? So we also need to have this type of environment where a lot of different developers are flocking to Zilliqa blockchain to build their dApps. Moreover, Zilliqa is meant to scale infinitely and linearly because there are implementing a very good protocol, which is also known as, sharding. So basically sharding helps a cryptocurrency blockchain platform to sort of scale infinitely, which is very, very cool and very good. So obviously, if a lot of developers are able to harness this amazing characteristic of Zilliqa, right? Obviously, there's going to be more dApps, and more dApps are obviously going to be usable, because by the end of the day, you are supposed to be, building on top of a platform that is not really going to have like a lot of hiccups when a lot of people flock to that particular blockchain. Like for example, CryptoKitties was a very good idea, but it just didn't perform very well. So if Zilliqa can actually provide a better development, or rather a better environment for developers to create dApps which can really scale infinitely, then people are obviously going to have good user experience, and there's going to be like a lot of innovation. So if we can harness the power of the Zilliqa blockchain and have so many developers creating and providing, or rather creating very good decentralized apps that are really going to promote adoption, then we are obviously going to see an increase in the value of Zilliqa. So now let's take a look at the current dApps which are, available on Zilliqa blockchain right now. So these are the basic ones. We've got Unstoppable, Ocean Rumble, plus a whole lot more right over here, right? So obviously we don't really have like a whole lot of them. I think the most popular decentralized dApp or rather app on Zilliqa is obviously Unstoppable Domains. They've got unstoppable.zil and all that stuff. So what I'm trying to say is we really need to ramp up. We need to have a lot of dApps built on Zilliqa in order for us to either compete with Ethereum and Tron, because there are quite a lot of different dApps which have been built on Ethereum. So let's take a look at the dApp Radar platform, right? As you can see here, These are the different dApps which are available on Ethereum. They have like over 76 pages. You know, it's pretty crazy. So there's quite a lot of development happening on the Ethereum blockchain. So obviously, you know, Ethereum has been around for like a while, and there's obviously people who are familiar with, you know, the Ethereum blockchain. So this is one of the reasons why they had to use Ethereum. But if they find out that Zilliqa has got better functionality in terms of scaling, then perhaps we might be able to like steal these developers and bring them over to Zilliqa. So what I'm trying to say is right now we are having mediocre dApps which have been developed. I can't really say mediocre dApps. I'm saying we've got mediocre numbers in terms of, you know, developers creating products on our platform. So this is one of the reasons why we really need to ramp up the development in terms of providing all these different apps and just promoting adoption by the end of the day, because by the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the price is going to be, because it has to be a workable solution. It has to be a platform which is being utilized by the developers and by users. So right now, we really need to ramp up the number of dApps that we have, and we really need cool stuff, okay? And we also need to be listed. Why aren't we listed on dappreddit.com? Like, why? Why can't I see Zilliqa right over here? I can only see Ether, EOS, Tron. Where the hell is Zilliqa? Please do something. The other point that I wanted to talk about is obviously Scilla, right? Right now, we only have about 1,000 commits, and we only have about 23 contributors. So we need this thing to be so packed with a lot of different commits, with a lot of different contributors, and people need to be very active on this particular GitHub. So we have to raise the numbers up, because we really love Zilliqa and we really want this platform to really do very well. So guys, please put a lot of pressure. Tell the team to ramp up the development and get a lot of developers out there to get to utilize this platform, because we are not blind followers, guys. We are pretty smart. Let's talk about the fundamental aspect as well. So this is basically, it has to do with running a company, okay? Because by the end of the day, this is a company that has to be profitable, all right? So everything has to be on point. The marketing, there's supposed to be transparency. There are supposed to be a lot of, you know, things that are supposed to be involved, especially when running a profitable business. This is one of the reasons why the people who are running Zilliqa, the team has to be very ethical, because sometimes what usually happens is whenever a lot of these cryptocurrency platforms tend to perform very well, right? A lot of team members just end up dumping, or rather selling, a huge chunk of their coins, because they have to sort of please their initial investors, the people who are backing them. So this is one of the reasons why the team just has to relax and make sure they keep their cool, regardless whether the price of, you know, ZIL just keeps on skyrocketing. They don't really have to dump all their bugs on the poor investors or the regular, you know, traders like you and I. So this is one of the reasons why everything has to be done very transparently, everything has to be ethical, and the marketing has to be well. You know, the governance of this company has to be done very well. We have to talk about the legal part. Everything has to be legal. Just run it properly, and we're just going to be good to go. Make sure that the token economics and everything is on point, everything is on flick, and we are definitely going to be good to go. But right now, it really seems these guys are really doing very well. I mean, I'm really loving the consistent updates. By the way, if you really want to like check out what really happened like a few months ago, there's obviously this amazing article that was written by Apana Narayanan on it was released on June 3rd. So please read it and just get to understand what's really happening behind closed doors. So they have like some marketing campaigns. They've got social pay marketing and CSR campaigns. But the other thing that I really wanted to stress out is please do a lot of promotions in terms of getting developers to build cool dApps on Zilliqa, because by the end of the day, that's the only thing which is going to bring about adoption, and the value of Zilliqa is obviously going to increase. So please get developers on board. But so far, so good. I am loving it. So the fundamental aspect also has to be extremely good. We already talked about that, and you guys already understand. Now let's move over to the technical aspect. So I'm going to be talking about the chart and the sentiment of of traders. What usually happens is when we come from the bottom, right, we usually end up testing the 61.8% fib level, like right around that area. I don't really know whether you guys can actually get to see this. You know, I'm using the free version of TradingView. I'm a very cheap ass, by the way. Please do not laugh at me. I'm trying to save money to get more ZIL. So we usually end up bottoming, you know, from the bottom. We usually end up going to the 61.8% fib level, right? So if you take a look at that particular value, that's about 8 cents. Okay, so 8 cents is not really far away because we are like literally a 4x away from 8 cents. Okay, right now the current price is about 2 cents. Okay, so that's just being realistic. Take a look at that. That's also corresponding to about, you know, 1,200 Satoshi, and if we divide 1,200 Satoshi by 229 Satoshi, right, that's like close to about 5x. That's like a 4 to 5x difference right over there. So this is one of the reasons why I am definitely saying that a realistic price prediction for Zilliqa is obviously going to be between 10 cents to about 15 cents. I'm just being conservative because by the end of the day, I do not want to end up being disappointed. So guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Just give me your on price realistic. Realistic is the main word right over here. Realistic end of the year price prediction for Zilliqa. How high do you think the price of Zilliqa is going to go, and what are you going to be doing with all that juicy profit, all that 500% profit? This has been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x. You already know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We need about 100 likes on this particular video, and I am anxiously waiting for your comments in the comment section below. Once more, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on post notifications, and I'm obviously going to be talking to you tomorrow. Be good, stay profitable, and remember, sharing is caring. Share good information to everybody out there. Do not be stingy with information. So yeah, talk to you a little bit later. Bye.